Well, one day, a housework challenged husband decided he was going to wash his own sweatshirt. And however, he realized he needed instructions on how to do it. So he shouted out to his wife just seconds after he stepped into the laundry room and asked, "Honey, what setting do I use on the washing machine?" "It depends," she replied. "What does it say on your shirt?" And he yelled back, "University of Maryland." Okay, that was one of those clunkers. So, finding instructions is a first step, right, in doing laundry sometimes, and in life. So, I don't know about you, but when I bought my new car, do you ever read your new car manual? Okay. Well, when I got my car, I remember, I was excited, and I opened up this manual, and it was like, really? And I thought, well, I'm just going to tuck it away, and if I need it later, I can go to it. Right? Okay, right, okay, all right. But, it had me think about, wouldn't it be great if when we were born, we were issued an instruction manual, a life instruction manual. So Jamie's born, and Jamie gets her own life instruction manual. Or Paulette, or Linda, we all, and John, yes. We all come into the world with our own instruction manual. How would that be? Yeah, okay. So it'd be like, Jamie, Linda, this is what you're supposed to do when X happens. Okay. But in my time, in counseling and in my coaching practice, I remember when people would come, and I could totally relate to this. How many of us can relate to, when something happens in your life, you want to know what to do, how to do it, and when to do it? Yeah, we all want to know how to navigate what we experience on the life journey, so we don't have to suffer as much, or we can just move through things in a more spiritually grounded way, because I know all of us in this room are committed to the spiritual journey and navigating it as peacefully and as gently, yes, as we possibly can. And just like the husband trying to wash his sweatshirt, though, sometimes we just can not remember where to go and what to do. And so I thought of this 6-word formula. So Keith, would you show us the slide? Okay. So let's look at this equation. Life is handle with Okay. Now, this is not necessarily a declaration of what's true. Okay, so an example might be, do you remember this? Life is fragile, handle with care. Life is fragile, handle with prayer. Okay. So what I invite you to do right now is just fill this in. It doesn't have to be 6 words. It could be like, life is an ever-expressing opportunity for me to know the truth of what I am, and I don't know how well I'm doing that right now. Okay, I can do that. Okay? All right. So, okay. Life is handle with. Okay. So, there's just something about being this close to SEE that I get really excited about unity and classes and the journey of learning that I've been on for the past, all my life, but officially in unity, 22 years. I'm so excited. We're going to have classes here on this campus. We have 7 classes, and we have 2 amazing instructors coming, one from Kansas City and one from California. And the one from California is my mentor, who I love dearly. I love Robert, too. He was my advisor in ministerial school. And so I'm just getting so excited about this learning opportunity. And so what came to me to share with you today is that excitement through this whole conversation called Life's Instruction Manual. Because what I've been doing, especially in the last 22 years, is writing my own instruction manual. And I've been filling it with chapters of Unity teachings. And so I just wanted to share some of those with you this morning and see if maybe you can relate, and let's just dive in. So one of the first chapters I thought of in my instruction manual, my Life's Instruction Manual, is a teaching that's core in Unity, the 12 powers. 12 plus 1. I took the liberty to add 1. So for those of you that don't know what the 12 powers are, I'll explain them. And I'll just say that I love the 12 powers, and it's been one of my passions to bring them here kind of more overtly as a teaching. So if you remember now, we start to have a 12-power service every January. So we have our releasing, remember we have our white stone, and now we have our 12 powers. So those of you that came to the 12 powers, are you using your power that picked you? Yeah? Okay, great. All right, great. So what the 12 powers are, they're not magical powers. What they are they're attributes of our divine nature. And I love to explain them like, here we are in our beautiful magnificence of wholeness. This is you. And you are a precious gem. And the 12 plus 1 powers are the facets of that gem. That the divine light that you are just glimmers them, shines them, radiates them. And so working with this equation, what if life is appearing to be chaotic? What is the power that could call forth? Okay, let me speak them. Okay, I'm really testing myself right now. Okay, the 12 plus 1 powers are, and say them with me if you'd like, life, imagination, power, wisdom, understanding, zeal, elimination/renunciation. Say that 10 times. Faith, love, order, wisdom, strength, and joy. Give yourselves a hand. All right. All right. So these are your divine attributes simply because you are magnificent, whole, and perfect. So if life is feeling chaotic for you right now, what could be a power that you could call forth? Order. Awesome. What if life is feeling stuck for you right now? Faith. Elimination. How about will? Imagination. How about imagination? Oh, you know what? I think I said wisdom twice. I said wisdom twice. It was will. See, you catch me. There are 2 W's. Actually, there's a J and a W. Oh, I love it when people keep me on track. All right. So how about imagination? Calling forth your power of imagination. Calling forth your zeal, your motivation, your will to make change in your life. So I claim order. I release feeling chaotic. I claim order. I release feeling stuck in my life, and I claim faith and elimination, and I claim imagination and zeal. And so as I'm making those declarative statements, what am I doing? Which leads to another chapter in my instruction manual. Affirmations. And what are affirmations? Statements of truth. These people have been in some classes. And what is that a form of? Prayer. That's another thing I'm really passionate about, is prayer. Prayer in unity. Talk about a tool for your toolbox, a chapter in your life instruction manual. Prayer, folks, prayer. Charles Fillmore, our co-founder, said it is the most accelerated mind action known. In other words, it is the quickest way for you to change your mind about what you are experiencing in your life. How's your prayer life? How's it going? Because I tell you what, it is a transformative tool in your life to learn how to pray. And in Unity, we pray affirmatively. Why do we do that? Because we pray affirming the truth regardless of what the outer world is looking like. Because guess where the power is? The power's right here. The power is within you. The power is never in our circumstance. And so prayer, as a chapter in your life instruction book, is a way for you to live knowing what is true. What would life be like for us to walk our journey knowing what is true? And so the prayer chaplains that pray with you every Sunday after service, they don't pray for you, they pray with you. Because guess what? Because you have inherent wisdom, there is that within you, regardless of what is happening in your life, that knows the truth. And what the prayer chaplains do is they pray and they call out your knowing. So they pray with you. Their knowing greets your knowing. How's that for a powerful tool on the spiritual journey? Another spiritual tool is discernment. Using our power of wisdom to ask, what is mine to do in this situation? And to then sit in meditation and listen. So you see how they're all the prayer practice and our meditation practice. Prayer is just affirming what is true. Meditation is allowing what is true to come to our awareness. Yeah. Another chapter in life's instruction book. And another chapter in life instruction book that I have found to be invaluable on my life's journey is community. When I was on the path of licensed teacher and ministry, there was no other place that I could walk into and truly know that I was supported on my journey. Community. Folks, when you walk in this door, it doesn't matter what's going on in your life. When you walk in these doors, you are seen for who you are. You are loved for who you are. How is that for a treasure on life's journey? And the friends that I have met in spiritual community, and I'll share with you, if you know me, you know that I had a kitty cat for 18 years. That was, okay, a single woman with a kitty cat is like a force of nature. Okay, I mean, it's like he was the love of my life. His name was Bugsy. And it was really my first pet. I mean, when I was a child, I had a dog and I had a bird, but I shared that with my family. And as an adult, when I was flying for the airlines, I wanted a pet. And a cat was a logical choice because they can hang by themselves, for a couple days, while I was working. And so I flew with this woman one time, and she goes, "You need a cat." And so I got a cat, and it was interesting I'd never had a cat. But I tell you what, this guy and I just became like, he was my guy. And so 18 years later, I'm living in Kansas, and my little guy is starting to express some illness. And I was a mess. And I would call my friend Amy, who had had several cats, and she would just walk me through. And Amy is a person that I met in my spiritual community. And you might have met her here. She's the mother of my goddaughter. And she would just walk me through, what am I going to do? How do I support him? What does he think he needs? I'll take him to the vet again. And so Bugsy finally let me know it was time to take him to the vet for the last time. Ugh. And another friend that I met in spiritual community said, "I will go with you. I don't care what time of day or night." And so I took my little Bugsy And he moved on to his next incarnation. And my friend was with me in that process. And when I came to the front desk to pay my bill, my friend Amy had paid it for me from Virginia to Kansas. Folks, that's community. And so when we look at the chapters of our life instruction manual, let's make sure we've got our awareness of the truth of what we are as divine beings, and if that's the 12 powers, just look at your own instruction manual and what you refer to as you navigate life. I encourage you to include the 12 powers because those, regardless of circumstances, are always within you to call forth. I encourage you to call forth prayer, to pray affirmatively, knowing the truth, have meditation as part of your life, and to include community and friends on life's journey because they are precious and invaluable. This is about us, to the best of our ability, navigating our life journey to experience peace and trust and love, to do the best we can to know what we are so that we can navigate life and create the most joy and gentleness on the journey. So this week, I just invite you to just check in with your instruction manual. Life is, how are you handling it? And to call forth the tools, what you know is true. And if it speaks to you to come to SEE Week and be in this beautiful learning environment, that would be awesome too. We'd love to see you. Because life is always about learning and expansion, isn't it? Yeah. Let's affirm together. I move forward on my journey and trust, peace, and knowing all is well, and so it is.